Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umbraze, and today I want to talk about a topic that is as essential to this game as potentially the combat system, which is the gacha system. And in that I mean that this would be an entirely different game without the gacha system. But the reason that I'm talking about this today is because originally I've kind of always wanted to do a video about the value of a 5-star EX ticket. Recently on the JP side, we're suffering, celebrating. It's funny how those both start with kind of almost the same sound. Anyway, they both the third anniversary has been kind of interesting for the number of EX tickets that have been given out, and specifically 5-star EX tickets. Now, if you don't know, a 5-star EX ticket basically guarantees you a rainbow, in case you've forgotten. But the value of a 5-star EX ticket is something that I'm bringing into question lately, as well as potentially what needs to still be improved, because on the third anniversary on the JP side, I was kind of shocked to see that we were not getting any kind of improvement to the rainbow rate in this game. The rainbow rate has long since been 3%, and given that 7 stars are now essential, and I would say super TMRs are quickly becoming essential on the JP side, if not already being essential, some people would argue that, but honestly, when it comes to just how valuable getting multiple copies of a unit is right now on the JP side, I'm a little shocked that we did not see a rainbow rate increase. Now, of course, on the JP side, we still have the actual Fan Festa, which takes place on December the 2nd, if you are interested, and that will be held in Tokyo, and that's probably a really good option as well, to just announce a general rainbow rate up. That does leave us kind of in this position right now of essentially, not having really anything super to go on right now other than just currently dealing with what the normal rates are. And on the JP side, there have been plenty of 5% banners recently, and even so much as 10% rainbow banners. And that's kind of, that is a step in the right direction. But it does still leave me with a general problem, which is the off-banner rate. And we'll come back to the 5-star EX ticket eventually, because the off-banner rate has started to feel, obviously it's totally based on luck. If you never have a single problem with it, you'll think that the off-banner rate is totally fine. But given that tickets seems to be becoming more of a rare commodity, I mean, they are called rare tickets, right? So the fact that these rare tickets are starting to become more of a difficult commodity to get our hands on, as it seems like both Alum and Gumi Gummy all just basically are trying to reduce the number of regular tickets that are given out. Off-banner rates are particularly shitty. If you are pulling on a banner, normally it is not for something to get something off-banner. Off-banners could be a potentially nice surprise if it ends up wielding a super TMR or a 7-star that you've wanted in the past, but normally we are going for those newer units. Now, of course, Alum has, and well, basically Square Enix has just the kind of mandate to try and make it difficult to get these on-banner rainbows, but maybe it's something that needs to be taken a little more to the needs to be improved column of the game, because honestly, we're multiple years in now. We're approximately 3 years in, and I'm worried that if we do get a complete just 5% rainbow rate, that it's going to be 3% off banner and 2% on, or god, hopefully not a 4% off banner and a 1% on banner, because that would just be horrible. But or whatever Alum is capable of doing. The point is that I really think that given the real problem that we are kind of coming to terms with is just the summon pool in general. Take a look at the JP non-limited summon unit pool, and there are over 100 units now in the game, and many of them are just not useful for most people, in ones or potentially even twos. Take Ego, for example. An interesting enough unit, but really kind of a difficult one to fit into most teams who doesn't have other very specific units to support it. Take the opposite, for example. Something that's just always good is getting Auron. Auron is one of the top debuffers in the game right now with very powerful, physical capabilities as well. And then you take someone in between. Take Rinoa. Rinoa is, even with enhancements, I would say that Rinoa is not a super amazing kit at this point. And the other problem that is just with Rinoa is basically, well, that may be true, her TMR may not be that great, but her super TMR is still one of the better ones in the game. So how do you feel about that? Well, it's kind of a mixed bag. Yeah, it's progress towards a super TMR if you pull a Rinoa, but it's obviously a very long-term goal, especially for players who don't spend money. And right now, Alum is not exactly offering a ton of incentive to spend any money on the game with the current Eileen and Ayaka banner, since the EX point system is going to get a little bit improved in the near future to basically give better, smaller rewards, as well as a Moogle container, blank Moogle container, which is about frickin' time, really. But really nowadays, even with the inclusion of Super TMR Moogles, the banner, just the amount of 5 stars that are potentially in the summon pool are starting to get too much. And keep in mind, and the other thing I should mention to global players is that a lot of recent JP banners have not had new 4 stars. They have not had new 3 stars. So the 4-star and the 3-star pool has actually kind of slowed down considerably, where the 5-star pool is just continually growing. And there are some units that I think just need to be, quite frankly, removed. They can still potentially be UOC'd, although why would you want to? And of course, the best example of that is Delita. Delita is a unit that offers the complete opposite of any kind of good feeling. I mean, maybe there are some Delita fans out there, but really, I think you should be cheering for Night Delita. At least it's somewhat of a useful unit, and a better Super TMR, and a better TMR too. Delita is the perfect case example of just, there are old units that should not, at this point, be in the game. And I think that given units with multiple versions, it really should not be at all. Now, of course, maybe some people won't like that because they're either collectors or they feel that those units should still be in the game in some capacity, in which case I would say just take a whole bunch of the old units and just kind of put them in a rotating scenario where, you take out, I don't know, let's take something slightly advantageous to all of us, but slightly unadvantageous. Let's take about 40 units out of the 5-star pool and just put them in on a rotating 10. Every 10 days you have a chance of getting Onion Knight. But at least then, there's a much bigger focus towards units that are considerably better for the player. Again, this is the 3rd anniversary, so really, for me, it's not so much complaining as just kind of offering a way to improve the game. And this comes from, recently with just people getting, rewards from the 3rd anniversary, and those rewards ending up feeling really, really bad. I think, again, one of the things that this game really needs to focus on is keeping its player base that it does have. And with that being said, it does make it satisfying when you do hit those really big units, those units that you want. CG Lightning, for example, or the new Ayaka, both with, well, we know that Ayaka is super strong, but I'm imagining CG Lightning. But hitting both of those units feels really, really good right now without having to UOC and just spending regular tickets or getting one off a guaranteed 5-star. But it is kind of a thing where even a 5-star EX ticket's value is kind of mediocre at this point. Given the number of 5 stars that are potentially not good, either because they would be the first of a unit that you have zero intention of using, still a long way from a super TMR, and just no help whatsoever, and that feels kind of bad. 5-star EX tickets are basically delivering you a rainbow, but not necessarily delivering you anything useful. And as there are more 5 stars and the game progresses more and more with the power creep, which could be a general like, take the CG units. I'm expecting the CG units to, the CG protagonists, I should say, to be a big step up over current damage dealers on the JP side. Why? Well, Axstar is definitely strong, but there's a lot of incentive for Alum to make, and wow, the music got very loud quickly. There's a lot of incentive for Alum to make the new protagonist incredibly more powerful than previous units, because for one thing, they want to prove to people that this is something that they want. It's not just that it has a cool CG limit burst, they want people to use this. And again, it's kind of reflected in basically the CG units, or what we've heard about the CG units already. CG Lightning starts the battle with a limit burst charged. She has a limit burst that she can level up to 40. It already sounds like Alum is kind of making a big push to make this, especially the first one, incredibly more powerful. What does that mean, essentially? Well, it means that a lot of old physical attackers and potentially old TMRs are not going to be super useful. Again, for those of you on the global side who don't know, Alum has said that they want to make true dual wield an actual thing because they are tired of the true dual hand meta. And with the recent change to the damage formula, which basically kind of just puts it as, if your true dual hand unit is not using a 180 attack weapon, they're not as powerful as they were under the previous damage formula. This means that dual wield units have a really big shot right now to make a big comeback. And what does that mean? Well, consider all of the true dual hand units in the game. Sephiroth, for one, Squall, who got really good enhancements, Zac, Vincent, I'm just looking through the list, Ignacio, CG Sid, or Axstar 2, or Satan. We'll throw Satan in there too. I know there are Satan fans out there. Basically, dual wield might be coming in, which devalues all of the true dual hand. And while it's not necessarily, well, tomorrow everything's going to be ruined for true dual hand, it does seem that there is a very strong focus on changing what is powerful. And that also runs the risk of just kind of devaluing a lot more units that are in the 5-star pool. And then is it really that good? Is it really that good to get an Axstar anymore when CG Lightning is better? But, you know, you're pulling on the CG Lightning banner and you get off-banner rainbow, off-banner rainbow, off-banner rainbow. Again, with global side, when it came to the Halloween banner, watching some people's polls where they were just getting off-banner, 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 when all they want are those limited time units. And again, with CG Lightning, she will be in the pool forever. But it doesn't change the fact that getting off banners can feel really kind of shitty, especially when there's something new and exciting too. And as we're getting in, you know, through to the 3rd year, it's not just a general rainbow rate I kind of want improved. It's something needs to kind of be done about the units that are in the summon pool. I don't think some units, like even in the 3-star pool, like Duan or who else? Regular Shadow, because maybe I'm pushing for that 7-star Shadow. But I feel like there are some units that we can very easily retire and really not lose anything in terms of the quality of the game that we're playing. And obviously the best example I can give is just regular Delita. He's not an interesting sprite. He's not an interesting kit. He's not an interesting TMR, super TMR. And I can see the reason also from Alum's side, that they just don't want to retire everything. Like, they do not want... Sorry, I got bit by a mosquito. It's driving me nuts. And yes, scratching it makes it worse. And whether Alum needs to come to some kind of compromise where some units are just taken out of the pool, like take the first 10 units, for example, on here, from Lightning to Orlandeau, and you take any other 30 other units that are a little bit lesser quality now, and you just put them in, every 10 days. They rotate 10 at a time when they can show up, but you can always still just UOC them. There has to be some kind of thing to kind of limit the summon pool a little bit. I think that UOCs have helped alleviate this frustration a little bit, but overall, off banners, it's most of the time they're not what we want. Obviously, pulling on CG Lightning's banner and getting something like even the new Ayaka, who is a absolutely beast of a character, will not feel as good. And yeah, it can definitely be said for that something that compounds the problem with the off-banner rate is the idea that you need 2 of them. So if you have 80 tickets and you only get, you get for example, going to the more recent banner, let's say you get just an Ayaka, a new Ayaka, right? You get Kimono Ayaka. Well, Dress Up Eileen. Somehow I went scooted by that, but say you get your first Ayaka, and then 3 more rainbows come, and they are all off banners, or even the other unit. At the end of the day, you're left with only 1 Ayaka, one that you cannot make 7-star unless you spend even more resources. And yeah, I just think that really hurts the play experience. And as we go on, of course, the game should get better. So hopefully when it comes time for the anniversary, we will see a general improvement to the game, because right now, this is one of the things that I've been feeling the most frustrated with. But hey, maybe I'm totally off base. Let me know respectfully in the comments. Always, be a little respectful. And I will see you next time. The only other thing to really mention is tonight on stream, I will be doing a massive 3rd anniversary poll. As you can see, we just have a few tickets to spend. So I will see any of you on Twitch and in about an hour from now. And to everyone else, I will record the video and upload it on YouTube later. See you next time.